Welcome to Vlogmass. This Vlogmass is about service dogs. But the first thing I'm going to talk about to do with service dog is service dog gear. And these are the stuff I have for Alice when she's working. Poo bags, really important. If you don't have them, how are you going to pick up the dog poo? Something to hold the water, just in case we're going for some while and you might need a drink. It could be a water bottle, just that. Yeah, that's my dog. That's a service dog. Just somewhere to put water. If you don't have that, you need a water bowl. You can have one of those like push ones and stuff. And a bottle with water in. That way, Alice. A harness. This is one of the harnesses. But the main harness I use is this one. And in the UK, it must have this on it. The service dog bit on it. The dog must be harnessed and properly thing to say that it's a service dog. And on it got this on it to say, do not remove from handler and do not touch. You can get those different ones. And on it got this thing that goes onto the collar and the harness and the lead. And now I'm going to talk about stuff that I have to help me with my autism, dependent on where I go. If I'm going to somewhere with a lot of noises, and I know there are going to be a lot of noises, or if I'm going somewhere that I'm not sure there are going to be a lot of noises, but there could be, if I take these earmuffs. That's what they look like on. They're really good. I take them to the air show, concert, pantomime type things. To somewhere where I know there's loads of loud noises. This is what it looks like on the dog. There, Alice. This is what it looks like on the dog. And there. That bit was just a little bit of fun. But we're done now, Alice. There. So, and I also take with me, depending on where I go, is dog treats. So I can do some training with her. She really wants one, so I'm going to give her a small piece. Because it doesn't need to have a load. But a small piece. I obviously have a bag to put everything in, and the bag is always different. I also have Imodium with me, they're diarrhea tablets. Because I have IBS, and IBS causes diarrhea sometimes. So that's something I do take. Every now and then I take my camera to film YouTube videos. But this video I'm filming on my iPad, so I would, that's why I'm not using that. Just seeing if there's anything else on the bed that I would take with me. Give me a minute. And I also take some fitted toys. And you know what fitted toys are, the pop thing, spinners, stuff like that, but I don't normally do because I don't need them. Oh yeah, and sunglasses. Sunglasses is the main one I take with me because I'm sensitive to light. So yeah. Now we're gonna talk about service dogs and what they do for people with autism. Mainly autism. Because that's the only thing I know about. I don't know about medical alert dogs or anything like that, but I don't have any of them. But service dogs for people with autism are there to help them with being able to get out of the house on their own and to have independent. Because if I didn't have Alice, I would not been able to go to a caravan holiday on my own, to Denby on my own when my mum was away. I won't be able to do half the stuff I've been able to do. I don't take her with me everywhere because I don't need her for everything. And that's what service dog for autism are. You don't need them for every occasion. So if I'm going on a trip with Cunnick, don't need her because I know I'm with people I'm safe with, know about disabilities. And if I really need help, I can ask anybody there and they'll help me. Most of the time I don't need help, but if I did, I'm safe. don't need to take her to Bus Club. That is a disco for people with all sorts of disabilities. There I feel safe. If I need help, I can talk to any of the staff there. There may need two staff I can talk to, but I could talk to them if there's a problem, and I find there. If I'm out with Mum, I don't really need her because Mum is there. It is mainly when I go out on my own. Another way that they help people with autism, it is having a meltdown. And if you got autism, you know what I mean. And the way that she helped me is try to distract me from a meltdown. By jumping up at me, barking, pulling me away from the situation, acting weird. Just anything to distract me from my meltdown. That is what she's trained to do. It doesn't really matter what she does. Most of the time I can just sit on the floor and she just come to me. And I can just hold her. And that's perfect. That's what I wanted to do. But that's the main reason. And I like to educate people on it. And it gets me to talk to people because I have problem talking. So it helped me with that. And that is a really big thing for me. Talking to people. That's massive. So if I can have anything that I can talk about, my dog Alice, service dog, and I can educate them on what service dogs are, how to act around them, and how they can help the person with the service dog, if I know something about it. And the way you act around service dog is ignore them. That's all you do. Ignore them. Unless they are away from their handler. I will be the handler. But you call them owners. Because due to the owners. If they're away from the handler, you follow them to the person that needs help. And you just ask the person, is there anything I can help with? And you just help in whichever way that you can help with. For me, it would be just to take me somewhere where I can sit down on a chair. Or a room with just away from everyone. Even if it just take me into a bathroom and just leaving me in the bathroom, then I'm away from people. But that would work. Disabled bathroom, obviously. To take me into a room away from everyone, then I can calm down. Just let me scream and shout. But when I'm having a meltdown, that's the way I cope with it. Scream, shout, throw things. I used to throw things, but I do it now and then. Just let me do all of that in any room. Probably in a room with nothing in. And yeah, and just ignore me. And I'm going to tell you a story time. Story time is about the time where I first, and only time so far, I had to have my dog help me with a meltdown. It was one of this stupid security card in Tesco. If you've been on my YouTube channel long enough, you would have heard this story. But here it goes. I was shopping. I spoke to the security guard to tell them about it because I didn't have a harness, but I was planning on going shopping. To let them know. Then when they came back, they said, yeah, that's fine. Then they found me in another aisle where the party stuff were. And they said, sorry, I'm missing 4. You'll have to leave. I went, can I just pay for these? Then I'll go. And they said, yes, that's fine. I went to pay. And the cashier, there's nothing wrong with the cashier. That cashier did everything right. They just basically understood what I was doing. Saw that I had flip-flops in my bag, and they thought that I wasn't going to pay for them. I bought them a couple of days before, and I was bringing them back for a different size. And she misunderstood what I said. I said, I'm going to return these. She thought I was going to return them to the shelf, not to the store. And I was returning them to the store. But I didn't realize that I wasn't allowed in the shop, so I was going to pay for party stuff, and I was going to leave. She told the security guard, like they should have done. It was the security guard that was the problem. He confronted me by asking, do you have the flip-flops or the shoes or whatever they were in my bag. I went, yeah, got them here. I went, aren't you going to return them? Like, yes, I'm going to return them to the store another day when I got my dog on the harness. And he was like, no, I mean, I'm going to take them back to where you've got them from. And he said, okay, can you show me the receipt? Couldn't find the receipt. It's spiral, like, where the receipt? I'm going to look on the CCTV camera. I'm going to see that you stole them. And he was just in my face. He was getting bad while trying to look for the receipt, just for proof that I did buy them. My dog was trying to distract me and I wasn't really helping. But the security guard could see what was going on. He could have took me into another room and dealt with it that way. Had me to sit down in another room while I go and check the cameras. But no. None of that happened. That's where I went wrong. He was just in my face, in front of everyone walking in and out of the store. They're getting worse and worse, and like when you were getting too much information and you're trying to look for the thing to stop all that information happening. And your dog trying to alert. And at that point, the security guard just said, okay, come with me, we'll go somewhere else. And we sorted out there. But no, it was just in my face for ages. So in the end, he did let me off. But he wasn't actually letting me off because there was nothing to let me off with. I walked home. My dog ran away from me because at that point, I was at the point of no return. 100% meltdown. And that means I'm out of my body like a bomb got off, basically. So, to do an example, look up Tracy Beaker Returns, Autism Meltdown. I think that might be able to get into the video. Or the bomb episode and autism. They showed having a meltdown for autism perfectly, I think, in my opinion. Because the boy in that episode called Gus, give me a minute, called Gus, is a boy in the children's home with autism. Everything just got too much, like it happened then. Noise, chaos, and before that bit they found like a thing of bombs. He had a bomb, pulled the trigger, and that just showed that back. Oh, so for the swear words, so I'm going to make this not kid friendly. Just back off. This is too much. Back off. And at that point, it takes hours, even sometimes a day, to calm down. Because at that point, you're on the point of no return for ages. So at that point, I usually go in my room, scream, shout, but I never got to that point before that day. I did in Hong Kong, but that was different. And I'm going to talk about that in another episode. So it got to the point of no return. Took forever for me to calm down. My mum called the store. And the way the store manager or whoever was in charge dealt with it, really good. But he thought I was in the wrong still. But when we told him the whole story, he dealt with it. He showed me the thing they have to show service dog on. Yeah, I understand. That was my fault. I'm like, okay, but next time you bring the dog in, make sure has that on, then everything will be fine. I'm like, okay. And since then, I haven't done that again. So the main thing to do with that story is, you see someone is having a meltdown, ignore them. And if you're working and you see a child, someone with having a meltdown or someone having a go at them, say, can you take this into another room or somewhere else and deal with it differently, please? Then you can get the thing you want. But if he took me in the back and said, can you wait there while we just look at the cameras? I would have went, okay, you can go and do that. Then once he looked at the cameras, he would have went, oh, I was wrong. You didn't even go there. You can go now. Thirdly, if he dealt with it differently, it would have been done in minutes. But I was in the store for like 10 minutes. And the problem could have been dealt with in 5. If he said, I'm just going to go in the... going to take you to the back, talk to you, look at the cameras, then come back and we'll deal with whatever the problem is from there. If that include calling the police, if I did rob something, or anything. But no. That is what they sort of done. And since then, I've been trying to educate people on service dog, autism, meltdowns and stuff like that. So far, I haven't had any other problem. Those people know me. They know that I'm friendly. Nothing is bad gonna happen around me. But if you're too much in my face, give me too much information, and you can see me starting to flip, back off. For 5-10 minutes, then come back. We're gonna be friends again. Just let me calm down if you see that happening. Then it'll be great. And that is all for this one. Hope you enjoyed. And thanks for watching Vlogmass. Bye.